Atlantic time, Mountain time, Central time, Australia time, most
Okay,
importantly.
before you get in, I just want to let you
Yeah.
know that for that
Uh-huh.
first chunk you were talking, you were muted, so
Mhm.
you have to restart.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Starting now.
Go for it, baby.
Hello, 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 world. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone watching 11 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. West Coast time, Pacific time, watching Mountain time, Central time. Most importantly, Australia time. That is where the UFC 312 official weigh-ins are going right now. I want to say morning, but I'm not sure exactly what time it is there. I think it's the morning. Jose Youngs would know. We have Jose Youngs on site in Sydney,
It's
as he
3
has been
p.m.
all
local.
week. Oh, it's 3 p.m. local. These are afternoon weigh-ins. Okay,
Correct.
so interesting. Very different. There will be ceremonials also, guys, at
Right after.
3:30 Eastern time. Oh, so right after. So there you go. If you're wondering when the ceremonials are in, but you guys are up now. Whoever's listening
Oh
is up
no.
now. I'm shocked at how many people are up. We already got news. We have one fight cancellation, guys. Don't worry, not a huge one on the main card. We have just been told the opening flyweight bout on the preliminaries between Hyun Park and Nyamjargal Tumendemberel is off due to weight management issues on the Tumendemberel side. So there you go. So unfortunately, if you're hoping to see Hyun Park, who's actually pretty exciting, I think flyweight prospect, take on Tumendemberel, also known as Art of the Knockout. That fight, unfortunately, will not be taking place on Saturday. So we are down a fight. We have. Well, I should update this on our website. We have 22 fighters still to weigh in. 24, excuse me. We'll still have 24 fighters to weigh in. You will not see Park and Tumendemberel. That bout has been canceled, guys. So I will shut up soon once some of the fighters start coming up. Don't worry about me. You will. I will not. I'll try not to speak over Dricus du Plessis, Sean Strickland, Zhang Weili, Tatiana Suarez. I think we're expecting at least a couple of these top two fight competitors to show up. So let me fade it
Hold
up.
on,
Here we
hold
go.
on.
Yep.
UFC middleweight champion of the world, Dricus du Plessis. 185. UFC middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis.
185. 185. I want to make sure everyone heard that. 185.
Next to the scale in our co-main event, our UFC strawweight champion, reigning and defending Zhang Weili.
One 115 for Zhang Weili. 115. Both champions on weight.
Sean Strickland.
That was 185 for Sean Strickland and 114.5 for Tatiana Suarez. Zhang Weili was also on weight. Dricus Plessis was also on weight.
Tom, Big Train Nolan.
Can I have your Strickland?
One and a half for Tom Nolan.
Forgot to zoom out, so just reported his neck down.
Next to the scale in the featherweight division, Gabriel Santos.
Ready,
145 and a half for Gabriel Santos.
3, 2, 1.
Next to the scale, making his UFC debut in the bantamweight division, Colby, Thicknesse.
Straight ahead, this camera here. 5, 4,
135 and a half for Colby Thicknesse.
1.
Next to the scale in the welterweight division, Jonathan Michaelis.
Ready,
170 on the nose for Jonathan Michaelis. Next, making his UFC debut in the lightweight division, Cody Steele. One 56 for Cody Steele.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take break.
Next to the scale, Rodolfo Bellato in the light heavyweight division. $205 for Rodolfo Bellato.
4, 3, 2, 1. Open that.
Next to the scale in the women's flyweight division, Wong Tong. $125 for Wong Tong.
4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Kicking off our pay-per-view main card in the welterweight division, please welcome to the scale Jake Matthews. 170 and a half. 170 and a half for Jake Matthews.
3, 2, 1.
Next to the scale in the lightweight division, please welcome Quillan, Salkilld. $156 for Quillan, Salkilld. Next in our light heavyweight division, please welcome to the scale Jimmy Crute. $206 for Jimmy Crute.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Next to the scale in the heavyweight division, making his UFC debut, please welcome Talisson, Teixeira.
Hold on.
$263 for Talisson, Teixeira.
2, 1.
Next to the scale, he's a bad man. It's Justin Tafa. $266 for Justin Tafa.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Next to the scale, please welcome in the bantamweight division, making his UFC debut, Aleksandre Topuria. Next to the scale in the welterweight division, please welcome Kevin Air Jusset. $171, the official weight for Kevin Jusset.
2, 1.
Next to the scale in the featherweight division, please welcome Jenkins. $146, the official weight for Jenkins. Next to the scale in the lightweight division, please welcome Anshul Jubli. $155.5 for Anshul Jubli.
2, 1. Thank you.
Next to the scale in the welterweight division, Francisco Prado.
Calle campeón, calle campeón. Argentina campeón mundial. Vamos Argentina, papá, vamos. Nuevo campeón. Nueva categoría y el nuevo campeón.
170.5 for Francisco Prado.
Vamos papá.
Next to the scale, Bruna, Brazil. For Bruna, Brazil.
All right, we hit a break.
Have we?
Yes.
My goodness, what a
And-
flurry of weigh-in.
You might see, AK, that there might not be a lot of comments coming in. If there
Okay.
are, actually you can probably see them. But for whatever reason, on our end, it is showing no one is watching on YouTube. But when you go to YouTube, we have quite a few people watching our YouTube stream. So pay no mind to the live analytics.
I have no idea what you just said.
All right.
What
What are you guys
but I'm also
talking
an
about?
idiot.
What are you guys
so-
grinning about over here? I can't even hear you.
All right,
I just hear
Jose.
you guys grinning.
Jose, let me talk to the people.
Okay.
What's up, everyone? Jose and I are here.
It was a
Yeah, so
stressful
we see you guys.
15
We see
minutes.
you guys on YouTube. I pinned at the top, guys. I see some people coming in a bit later. Has so and so weighed in? Has so and so weighed in? We had no misses yet. Most importantly, of course, you guys want to know: Dricus du Plessis, Sean Strickland, both successfully made weight. Zhang Weili, Tatiana Suarez, both successfully made weight. Du Plessis and Strickland both at 185. Zhang Weili, the strawweight champion, 115, and Suarez just a shade under and 114.5. I'm going to set up a little graphic here for Jose in a second, guys. So if you don't hear me, it's because I don't want you guys to have to deal with me clicking and clattering away at my keyboard. But I will just tell you, we have very few people left. I think just one. We have Rong Zhu left to weigh in. And if you're wondering, but what about Hyun Park and Nyamjargal Tumendemberel? Well, right at the start, well, actually before the weigh-ins began, about 5 minutes before the weigh-ins began, UFC officials announced that Hyun Park versus Nyamjargal Tumendemberel, I just like saying it at this point, is off. That fight is canceled. There were weight management issues on the Tumendemberel side, so yes, we'll not see exciting prospect Hyun Park or Art of Knockout Nyamjargal Tumendemberel. So we're down one fight, but we still have 24 fighters who weighed in, or 23 fighters who weighed in. We are, if my record keeping is right, just waiting on Rong Zhu, who fights Cody Steele. Everyone else has made weight. Every fight, as of now, fingers crossed, is official. And once Rong Zhu shows up, this could be the quickest weigh-ins we've had in some time, and probably the fastest since we've gone down to the first hour, second hour split. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll try and keep you guys entertained while we wait for Mr. Rong Zhu. But let's get a little graphic up first, guys. I will be back with you.
I'm going to do
in
my
2
best,
seconds.
AK. We got a lot of video editing to do.
That's all that people can ask, Jose. And don't worry, it's no rush. You have plenty of time. As I've told everyone, we're just waiting on Rong Zhu. Everyone else has made weight. 23 out of 24 fighters so far made weight. It was originally 26 fighters, but there's no Tumendemberel. There's no Hyun Park. Tumendemberel weight cut issue. So we've lost a fight, guys. We've lost a fight from UFC 312. I'll be right back. If you guys missed the weigh-ins, the championship weigh-ins, because of course those 4 fighters were, I think they were the first 4 to weigh in, if I'm not mistaken. Then do not worry. As we said, Jose Youngs is on site, guys. He is cutting clips. He will have those. We'll have replays available on this stream. We will have the replays available on all of our social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. All the key weigh-ins will be there for you guys to
On
rewatch and
Facebook,
replay
we
at your
have
leisure.
50 people watching from Facebook right now.
Damn! Hello, Facebook people. I'm sorry. I always talk to the YouTubers. That's the one I'm monitoring. But of course, we care about the Facebook people as well. So thank you, those viewing from Facebook Landia. You are special people, and I know that. All right, Jose. I am going to try and put this up there, but this is just going to look weird. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Zoom in here. And let's give people a little little graphic. And you know what? If anyone has been keeping track of Jose and I when we do these weigh-ins, every time we finalize a graphic, someone comes out. So it's possible as soon as I send this to Jose, we'll see Mr. Rangju show up, and we'll just call a wrap on these weigh-ins. I'll probably hang around in the stream for a little bit longer just to chop it up with you guys, talk some UFC 312 fun facts. But other than that, you can we'll probably tune off as soon as shortly after they wrap, and we will have ceremonials at 3:30 in the morning Eastern time, which should be interesting. So tune in for that. If you, depending where you are, if you're on local time in Australia, I mean, hey, head down to Kudos Bank Arena, and I assume that's where it is, and watch your guys weigh in. All right. Okay. I've sent that in. When Jose has time, he will update you. But again, I will just give you guys a verbal rundown right now. Here are the official weigh-ins for UFC 312 so far. At the top of the lineup, we have champion Dricus du Plessis at 185. His rematch with Strickland is official after Strickland also came in at 185. In the co-main event, strawweight champion Zhang Weili hits the limit, 115, and Tatiana Suarez a shade under at 114.5. Heavyweight bout on the main card, Justin Tafa coming in at the limit at 266.
There you go, AK.
How do you do it? Aren't you juggling 9 million things at once? That's
a lot of stress.
Yeah. Yes, Jose has bringing you all the video, guys, all the stuff you've seen. That has been from Mr. Jose.
Someday I will get a good night's sleep.
Someday. Justin Tafa at 266, guys. If you'll recall, Tafa is the only, or was the only, I think Chris Barnett did it later, was the first UFC heavyweight to miss weight, I believe. Tafa once came in at 267, over the heavyweight limit. He's teetering at it right now at 266, just a little bit heavier than the debuting Talisson Teixeira. Jimmy Crute at 206. He's fighting for the first time in a while. He's had some health problems, so it's always good to see Jimmy back. I misspelled Talisson. Did I? I'm going to say I did. I've seen different spellings for it. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. Jimmy Crute, 206. Rodolfo Bellato, 205. And opening up the main card, a welterweight bout between Jake Matthews and Francisco Prado, both coming in 170.5. On the prelims, we have Jack Jenkins taking on Gabriel Santos. Jack Jenkins, 146. Santos, 145.5. Tom Nolan, 155.5. There's the other guy we're waiting for. Slava Klaus. I'm sorry to Rangju. It's not just you. We're also waiting for Viacheslav Borshchev is not waiting yet. Wang Tong, 125. Bruno Brazil at 125.5. Wang really looking to bounce back from a disappointing performance. She was heavily favored in her previous fight against Gabriela Fernandez, and just got the martial arts mixed up on her and got choked out. So we'll see. She's still a big favorite on this card, not as astronomical as she was against Fernandez, but she's still facing a tough opponent in Bruno Brazil. So I don't know. I'm still not sure what to make of Wang Tong. Aleksandre Topuria. Yes, you guys have heard by now, of course, but one of the stories of the week, Aleksandre Topuria, Ilia Topuria's brother, coming in, making his UFC debut, 135.5 for his fight with Colby Thicknesse. Colby Thickness. You're down with the Thickness. 135.5. We've got a new fresh storyline here with Thickness, of course, being cornered by Aleksandre Volkanovski. There are rumors of Volkanovski and Topuria rematching after Topuria knocked Volkanovski out last year to become champion. So we get a little. We're gonna get. They'll be across the cage from each other in a sense, but in their corners and competing in the form of course, Ilya's brother Aleksandre and Volkanovski's fighter Colby Thickness. Colby replacing Cody Haddon on I think like 2 weeks' notice. 2 weeks' notice. Who else do we have here? We've got Jonathan McAuliffe at 170 and Kevin Jousset 171. Contender Series signing Cody Steele 156. I'm really excited for this guy's debut. He's had some really good knockouts on the regional scene, and also before that was known as, of course, as a prominent grappler. Has competed with some of the best. Hasn't beaten. So like there's like a Tyre Rotolo in there. He didn't beat him, but just the fact that he's on the mats with a guy like that shows you the kind of competitions Cody Steele is involved in. We're waiting for his opponent, Rong Zhu. And then the heavily favored Quillan Salkilld making his debut. He came in at 156 against India's first UFC fighter, Anshul Jubli. I think I have that right. No, I'm forgetting someone. I'm definitely forgetting another fighter from India. And I'm not talking about Puja Tamar. Puja Tamar was signed
Are you
after...
talking Arjun Bueller? Or he's Canadian, I guess.
No, he's Canadian. He's Indian. He's of course of Indian descent. I mean Indian born. But of course we count Arjun as an Indian fighter as well. There's a fighter. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna kick myself. I think he had like one UFC fight some time ago, and I remember it wasn't built up. But maybe I'm confusing his nationality. Either way, Anshul Jubli, of course, a lot of hype behind him when he entered. He won a Road to UFC tournament. Which technically, apparently, those finals are not considered quote unquote like official UFC fights. So in his actual UFC debut against Mike Breeden, Mr. Jubli was cruising to a decision until Mike Breeden
pulled out the super power of barking really loud and gaining 10 plus
literally
off the board.
Jose literally had that dog in him and then let the dog out and scared the bejesus out of Jubli. And Breeden came back for a third round KO. It was pretty shocking. So Jubli, a big underdog to Salkilld. I think maybe the second or third biggest underdog on the card. And he has a lot to prove because, again, a talented fighter, could be a huge star if he can put together a run. Obviously, the UFC would love to have stars from India. Again, we've got Anshul Jubli and Puja Tamar in the roster right now. But that was a rough outing. That was a rough outing against Mike Breeden. So we'll see how Jubli does against Salkilld. Quite a bit of buzz around Salkilld, but these two guys are both pretty inexperienced. I would tell people not to wager on that fight. I have no clue what you're going to see when they get in the cage. But thank you everyone for tuning in. What's that? Jose, you said we have a live stream going on MMA fighting as well, right? On Facebook. It's Facebook as well, right?
Correct.
Okay, let me access that. I think I see some comments here that I don't love.
You're monitoring them on Facebook, on YouTube as well, though?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna monitor some of these now. There you go. Yeah, we got some. Wow, these Facebook comments are not great. I didn't know it was like this over on Facebook. Everyone, just settle down, be nice. I mean, look, because listen, my YouTube peoples are pretty good. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Michael, Mr. Ray, Ebencraft? I know I'm probably mispronouncing your name every time. Michael says Cody Steele and Colby Thickness, two of the most porn star names in the game for real. They're great names. Those are, you know what? You're right. I'm like Jack and Boogie Nights. I'm just laughing that those are great names. But I'm a little disappointed our rain dance didn't shake anyone loose. Yeah, we are waiting for Slava Claus. We are waiting for Rong Zhu. Sorry guys, just checking some spelling things here. You know I love my spelling. I'm keeping that spelling up, Talisson. Anyway, guys, how are you all doing today? How's everyone doing out there in YouTube land, in Facebook land? What's up, guys? What's on your mind? I know for depending what time zone you're in, it's probably a bit of a tough out to get out here, but we appreciate every viewer. We appreciate every click. Again, we are just waiting on Viacheslav, Borshchev, and Rong Zhu. Feel free, everyone. Feel free, please, to throw in your picks. Throw in your picks for UFC 212. Your main event picks. Who do you guys got? Who do you guys got? Joseph Boza says, to me, this card 312 looks weak. A lot of fighters debuting. I heard rumors that fighters don't like to fight in countries with big taxes, 50 to 60%. That's certainly a possibility, guys. If you're a fighter, you are definitely well aware. You and your team, I would imagine, are well aware of the taxes in various states, various countries. It's important because some of these fighters, again, we always talk about fighter pay, man. These paychecks, you take a big chunk out of these paychecks, add in all the other expenses these fighters have to put up with. It's a rough go. So if that's a reason, if that's legit, that some fighters don't want to fight in Australia because of the amount of taxes, I would not blame them at all. Would not blame them at all. It is a very weak card. How many debuts do we have? Oh boy, I'm counting one. I'm counting. Let's see. Quillan Salkilld, Jonathan McAuliffe, Cody Steele, Colby Thickness, Aleksandre Topuria. I think that's all the debuts. That's 5 debuts, but we also have several fighters who are incredibly inexperienced. If you want to add in the people who have just like one UFC fight, oh sorry, Talisson Teixeira, that's 6. Adding guys who have one UFC fight, Rodolfo Bellato. Who else we got here? I just saw a bunch of them, and I skipped over them. Anshul Jubilee. It was supposed to be Tumendemberel and Park, but they both had one fight. So this fight was scheduled to have 6 fighters with no UFC experience and 4 fighters with just one UFC fight. Not exactly the stuff that $80 USD is made of. So I understand if anyone kind of is bowing out. If you've got a pay-per-view budget and you say I'm only going to order half the pay-per-views the UFC puts out, this one probably isn't making the cut. Luckily, you guys can always follow our coverage on UFC.com, of course. Did I say UFC.com? I meant MMAfighting.com. UFC.com, you could also follow the results there, but that'd be silly. Why would you do that? MMAfighting.com. That's where you want to be, guys.
Oh, we got movement.
We've got movement, thank goodness.
Next to the scale in the lightweight division, please welcome Viacheslav Borshchev.
Slava Claus, Viacheslav Borshchev. $156 for Slava Claus, and his bout with Tom Nolan is now official. Tom Nolan, one of Jed Meshu's top contender series picks, prospects, as it were. So we have got Vyacheslav Borshchev in the books. We are now just waiting for Rong Zhu, so I can now say that. I said it before and I was wrong, but now we are actually just waiting for Mr. Rong Zhu. Jose, I just sent you an updated graphic with Slava Claus. If you have time, feel free to throw it up. Otherwise, I don't think it's a big deal. We are just waiting on Rongju, guys. Everyone has made weight so far. 23 out of 24. No Hyun Park, no Nyamjargal, Tumendemberel. That fight is not happening. They're not weighing in. Weight management issues on the Tumendemberel side. Joseph Boza, is it asking, is the fight official? Yes, the fight is official. That doesn't mean it's happening. It just means the fight is officially set. It does not mean the fight is locked in. Yes, Jose will tell you the fight is nothing is set until they actually step into the cage. So
Correct.
I wouldn't be too I wouldn't be too I wouldn't be too emphatic about it. But official, yes, it is officially set on paper. But a lot can happen between now and Saturday. So it is, and people are mentioning, yes, it is a lot. Oh, thank you, Jose. There you go, guys. Updated graphic with Slava Claus. It is a longer gap than usual. It feels like, because it'll be, it's their tomorrow afternoon, and then they're having it almost on our time. They're Sunday morning, so that's funny. Maybe that's another reason people don't want to fight in Australia. It's tough. It sounds like a tricky situation. I'll be honest. All right, guys, your main event picks. Where are your main event picks? What's going on? Do I got to make a poll? You know what? You guys want to? All I hear is people want a poll. You want a poll? All right, I give you a poll. I'll give you a poll. Let's see. Let's hear the people. Who wins the main event, guys? Make me break out a poll. That's official. These votes are legally binding. Dave Sandine asks, "Hey Daz, who's the dude who had a fight called off while he was basically already in the octagon?" Was it Ewell? Was it Ewell? Who was it, Jose? Andre Ewell?
No, it was fought in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
No, the fight wasn't in Denver, but he fought on a Denver card, and we interviewed him.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Yair Zombie card. He has since retired.
I'm fine. I had to look at. Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to guess it?
Chaz Skelly.
Chaz Skelly. You are correct.
Chaz Skelly was in the octagon, like literally made the walk and was standing in the octagon, and they were like,
"No." I think you're right. It was Chaz Skelly, but I think you're thinking of a different card.
No, Chaz Skelly.
So the Denver.
No,
so
Chaz
Zombie
Skelly fought.
Yair was the weird.
Chaz Skelly was the Bobby Moffitt nonsense. That's how I remember. So later in his career, he fought, and someone didn't walk out.
Jamal Emmers. There
you go.
Jamal Emmers.
It was supposed to be Jamal Emmers versus
we were on the right track.
Chaz Skelly.
Yes. Correct. And
because I remember that happened to him. That happened to him, and all I kept thinking about was like, this dude can't catch a break because he had the bad referee stoppage in Denver, and his opponent didn't show up.
Franco 766 says Tumendemberel weighed 125 pounds 11 weeks ago at Fight Night Macau. Too soon to fight again. UFC should have foreseen this. I completely forgot about that, Franco. Let me double check your facts here, because not that I don't believe you. I just want to remember this because I don't remember this. I know you're right, but yeah, that is unfortunate. That is really poor planning. Yeah, November 23rd. He lost to Carlos Menendez. So, yeah, not long ago. Probably not like the quickest turnaround, but yeah, something went wrong there. I'm just looking at his previous weigh-ins, even before the UFC. I mean, he's been made flyweight pretty consistently, but yeah, it looks like something went wrong here. Dave Sandine, Stefan Struve, Mitrione was called off super late. That's right. That was where Struve collapsed, I think. That was
but Mitrione hadn't made the walk yet.
Yeah. Okay. Right. But still pretty late. We were a little confused at what was happening.
Correct.
Yeah. Jalen HG asks, "How about who do you think wins the main event?" Question ignored. Jalen, I'm not ignoring your question. People don't give a crap what I think. I write a predictions piece for MMA fighting, and I'm so bad at it. And if you want to see those terrible predictions, you can just you can give us a click. But of course, I'll give it to you for free now. I lean towards the champ. I'm playing it safe. I mean, that first fight was so close. I know Jed rewatched it. He said it was pretty definitively DDP. I have not watched the fight since. I remember in real time, and I say real time, I was, of course, at UFC 297 in Toronto. Jose was there as well. I was cage side watching. So up close, I don't know. I scored it 48-47 Strickland. But again, I haven't really rewatched it since, and I've heard some people had it 48-47 Duplessis, 48-47 Strickland. It was so close. It was so close. and there was definitely at least 2 like coin flip rounds. So I don't know, and I feel like this is going to go decision again. I do see a few people saying like Du Plessis will have made some, like, he's got that championship swagger now, and will probably have made some improvements to just like to end the fight earlier, like maybe just pressure Strickland and just put him away earlier. But that's pretty hard to do. So we'll see. I think Du Plessis by finish is not a bad bet, but I still see it going to a decision, and I think Du Plessis wins again, maybe just a little more convincingly this time. So we'll see. We'll see how he decides to. Please read Jed Meshu's Paths to Victory, which I believe will be going out Friday, in which he correctly points out that Du Plessis' wrestling, while it did kind of help him in the first fight, didn't really do any damage. That I do remember. That I remember him being able to take Sean Strickland down, but Strickland getting up pretty well, pretty good grappling defense. And Jed is theorizing that DDP, if he closes the distance like that and gets in close and grabs them, needs to not focus on control and just focus on landing as many shots as he can before Strickland gets back to his feet, which I think makes a lot of sense, and I think his team will know that. So I do see DDP taking a more convincing decision. But if Strickland were to win, I don't think anyone would be surprised. We wrote a roundtable earlier this week, like how shocking would it be for Strickland to become a 2-time champion? And it's really just like sort of in that context. Like if someone had told you 5 years ago, Sean Strickland, 2-time UFC champion. I mean, really, 1-time UFC champion would have been shocking. And the 2-time, people would have been like, you're insane. But he's on the cusp. He's on the cusp. Listen, it's no secret. I think Sean Strickland is a terrible person. But if we're just being objective, we're just talking about the fight, he's very tricky. He's very tricky. Now, if you ask his pal, Chris Curtis, it's really everyone who spars him for the first time or everyone who fights him for the first time finds him really confusing and unorthodox. So those 25 minutes of data might benefit DDP, but I don't know. It doesn't mean it's like automatically he's figured Sean Strickland out. That's not a thing. A lot of work had to go into it. So we'll see how well Du Plessis' team is prepared. But I'll have him winning a decision like 49-46. But if Sean Strickland wins 48-47, I don't think anyone will be surprised. I don't think any of you in the comments would be surprised. So I'm glad we're getting the rematch. They both earned it. DDP fought Izzy. We still got the Izzy fight. It's a fight we all want to see. Sean Strickland had to fight a tough contender in Paulo Costa and won a pretty clear decision, which became a split somehow. But that one judge I think was way off. And here we are, guys. Here we are. So not the most high octane event, but at least a headliner with a storyline behind it, and I think a really, really compelling co-main. I mean, this is such a great co-main between Zhang Weili and Tatiana Suarez. I'll go to that poll in a second. I'll talk about that fight more, but let me see some of your comments you guys are saying. Let's see. 7-6. There's 2 Topurias. That's actually really good. I'm going to steal that. Thank you. Daz Riccio, Jed and Long Island Luke, a pair of D-Gen gamblers. Yeah, if you guys have not watched No Bets Barred, he had Jed's guest was Long Island Luke. It was a great episode.
Who is Long
Don't
Island
bet on
Luke?
MMA. Who is Long Island Luke? He's a Morning Combat gentleman. He works with Morning Combat, and he and Jed did a great betting podcast this week. I always say, guys, don't bet on MMA. Don't bet on MMA. But if you must, please use FanDuel and bet responsibly, guys. And I would just say don't bet on this card. What is there to be gained, guys, for betting on this card? Though if you listen to Jed's show, he wasn't planning to bet much at all. I think he ended up putting like 13 bets down or something. So that's how these things work, man. I'm just trying to look at more of your comments, guys. Hanoi Tripper, I see your comments. He's talented. Why would it be a shock? I mean, why do you have to ask? How crazy was it that he won the first time, right? So that was a shock. Sean Strickland, 2-time UFC champion, makes him also, by the way, Sean Strickland, UFC Hall of Famer. And again, if you imagine this 2 or 3 years ago, it's pretty friggin' insane. But we are a 25-minute fight away, a strong 25-minute performance away from Sean Strickland from having that accolade. Let me, if you want to know how crazy that is, I broke this down in a round table we did earlier this week. Here's the list of names that Sean Strickland would join. Here's just a few of the names Sean Strickland would join as the only fighters to win 2 titles in the same division. Are you ready, guys? It'll be Sean Strickland and George St. Pierre, John Jones, Jose Aldo, Amanda Nunes, Valentina Shevchenko, the just retired Dominic Cruz. We should talk about him more. Israel Adesanya, obviously. Zhang Weili, who's fighting on Saturday. Matt Hughes, Stipe Miocic, Randy Couture, Brandon Moreno, Davison Figueiredo. They were trading the belt back and forth for a bit. Cain Velasquez, Rose Namajunas, TJ Dillashaw, Tim Sylvia, Carlos Esparza. 18 fighters. 18 fighters have won 2 UFC titles in the same division. Now, some of those names I think you could put Strickland next to. It wouldn't be too shocking. Carlos Esparza, Tim Sylvia, respectfully. But Sean Strickland and GSP? Sean Strickland and Jose Aldo? Sean Strickland and Amanda Nunes? He joins those names, guys. He joins those names. And again, like I said,
Aldo Aldo was the interim winner, and then he was elevated,
which was later
right?
promoted. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then Max became interim, and then they unified, right?
And then they unified, yeah. So there we go. So what do you guys think of that? I mean, do you guys not think that that's a little strange to say that Sean Strickland is with those names? George St. Pierre, John Jones, Jose Aldo, Valentina Shevchenko, Dominic Cruz. And then he'll be in the Hall of Fame with the likes of like Anderson Silva and Royce Gracie, and it's a crazy story. Again, not a good person by any means. I will go as far as say a trash human being. But if you're just looking at the accomplishments, nobody ever thought Sean Strickland was going to make it this far, and it is astonishing that listen, he beat Izzy fair and square. That was a clean fight. There's no going back in that fight and going like, oh, Izzy was off, and Sean Strickland just beat him. It was shocking at the time, but and if you want to say like Izzy was on a decline, maybe, I don't know, but I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to say. Sean Strickland beat him. Still crazy to me to this day. Beat him pretty cleanly too. Let's see, what do we got? Wow, everyone pretty firmly Duplessis. Well, I don't know. 62% of you are picking Duplessis to win the main event so far. Let me check the time here, guys. We are 1:45 midnight Eastern time. This is still within the first hour.
You can, if you want to watch highlights or replays, you can go to YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram and Facebook for all of your replays.
Jose, are you aware also if they are using the 1 hour weigh-in change that they've been like Las Vegas?
That's a good question. I genuinely do not know.
Because if it is the old 2 hours, just like flat 2 hour window, and we're waiting for Rong Zhu, I'm not going to be happy. I don't think anyone watching is going to be happy. Maybe our Vox overlords will be happy if we can, have people sitting around waiting for, and keeping our stream
Also,
alive.
anyone that's listening, can you please tweet or Instagram message our friend Oscar Willis about James Yomtop? He's very upset that he was let go of the UFC. I'm not even kidding.
I don't even want to know. That Oscar is quite a character. And to all the Spurs fans out there, by the way, Oscar and I took a
game coming up
today. Spurs.
Big game today.
What, Spurs?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They got whooped. Yeah, second leg of a semifinal, and they got whooped 4-0. So that was fun. So
one of the heads of UFC security, people that watch like press conferences and stuff, the individual that looks like Skeletor, Security Steve, is a very big Spurs fan.
I didn't know that. Okay, I'll say that. Hey, next time they're in Toronto, I'll say what's up to Security Steve, because I'm a very new fan, but I'm all in on Spurs. I believe they're gonna win something one day, and I want to be on that. I made my choice, and I don't regret it, despite it being a fairly miserable season. Joseph Boza, ESPN reporting that Jake Paul versus Colin.
Go ahead. You guys are about to be relegated.
No, we're pretty safe. I think they're going to finish 12th or 13th, but I mean the fact that it's even a conversation is pretty sad. They should not be near relegation, and the fact that it's like that you could even say that with any seriousness is quite depressing. Quite depressing. Like they should not be near the bottom of the standings. Joseph Boza, ESPN reporting Jake Paul Canelo in talks for May 3rd. Yeah, they're reporting it, and you know what? This is from Mike Coppinger of ESPN. We threw it up on MMAfighting.com, guys. So if you want details, go to MMAfighting.com. All we know, it sounds like there'll be a 200-pound cruiserweight bout between, Jake Paul and one Canelo Alvarez. Canelo currently WA, WBC, WBO super middleweight champion, weighed in at 166 pounds for his 166 point something for his most recent fight with Edgar Berlanga. So I don't know what he's going to come in at. I sincerely doubt he'll come in at 200, but he'll have to come in within close to that. Otherwise, I don't think the fight's going to happen. So, but it sounds very real, guys. It sounds very real. We had a lot of rumors. We had a lot of scuttlebutt. Yeah, rumors and innuendo. Even when the Crawford fight was still being talked about, when the Ring reported that the Crawford fight was happening, there were people saying that he would fight Crawford.
Here's my thing. Do you
Please.
think? So the Ring reported that, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they were reporting that Turki Al-Sheikh was the one doing the negotiations, correct?
For the Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Turki owns the Ring.
Correct.
Do you think there's any skullduggery about he's trying to, trying to put pressure on?
I think there's a lot of skullduggery. He just put
more
out,
than usual.
I mean,
More than usual, I should say.
Turkey just put out a tweet. Now I don't know what the F is happening. Okay, hold on.
What's going on?
Okay, there's a video which I can't watch right now. Turkey is announcing that Canelo has signed a 4-fight deal with
Netflix?
Riyadh season.
Oh.
No, with Riyadh season.
Okay.
He is saying there will be a fight in Riyadh in May. So that counters the ESPN reporting, which says Jake Paul and Canelo is on Cinco de Mayo weekend, May 3rd.
Oh no.
So I don't know what's happening. I'm going to deal with this in the morning, guys, after
what's happening?
we start this mess.
Malarkey.
What's happening? Malarkey's happening, yes. So Jamie Malarkey, you might say.
He's the one involved. He's doing the negotiations.
He's involved. Yeah, Jamie Malarkey is definitely involved. So I feel we're in the clear. I threw out this on, like I said, I threw this on MMAfighting.com based on ESPN's reporting. I said reported. I said in the works. Nothing finalized. Finalized was the word ESPN used. Was being finalized. So we're all saying it was in the works, being negotiated. No one reported it was a done deal. No one reported that Paul Alvarez was a done deal. We also don't know what's going on with this Turkey tweet. Like you said, this is coming through Ring Magazine. Of course, the publication now owned by Turki Al-Sheikh. He says it will be Canelo fighting in Riyadh in May. He says the fight with Terrence Crawford will happen in Las Vegas in September, and then another Riyadh fight in February of next year, and then another fight in Riyadh in October of next year, so 2026. I don't know what to do with this information, guys.
Life's a blessing.
Life is wild, all right? So I don't know what this means for... I really don't know what this means for... Again, the Canelo, Jake Paul rumors. Does it kill them? I don't know. Sounds like it, I guess. But
who do you think has
like
more
I said,
money,
it was
Turkey or Netflix?
Oh gosh, Turkey. Turkey's whatever his the what he works for, the thing he works for. That's the thing he works for, guys.
The nation he works for.
No, it's not just what's it called. It's just specifically the fund that they made for.
Yes. I see what you're saying.
The sports or whatever. Sports and cultural, General Entertainment Authority. Excuse me, guys. The General Entertainment Authority of Saudi Arabia. So that's what I meant to say. That is a pretty. They got a lot of money. They get a lot of money. So if it comes down to money, I don't know. Maybe Canelo's been putting a lot of this stuff out there, trying to create this bidding war. Canelo is, let's be honest, probably near the end of his career. He's
Bite
had
your tongue.
Buttload of fights.
He
turns 35. Turns 35 this year. He's fought 66 pro bouts. Excuse me, my math is terrible. 66 pro bouts. He's on a good streak. I mean, listen, he's rolling. He lost the Bivol fight, but outside of that, it's been a good run. he wants to make money, and if he can get some of that Turkey Al Sheikh money, which apparently is not a bad paycheck to be getting, then more power to him. And again, if he was bidding if he was bidding against Netflix, then I can't even imagine how high. I can't even imagine how high this could have been. So maybe I will update this or make a new story tomorrow. You guys are getting some behind the scenes meat and potatoes here. But yes, the ring. So yes, on that rumor, the ring is now saying that it will be a fight in May, but not Jake Paul apparently. Thank you, John Jr. I know I was rambling there. I apologize. I was rambling and definitely running out of breath. Jalen HG wants to know, is John Jones your #1 best fighter to ever step foot in the octagon from his UFC debut in 2008 to right now, 2025? If not, who is? Pound for pound, I would pick John to beat anyone, but who has had like the best, most meaningful career? And also you could make a case would win in a pound for pound battle.
Before you finish that, I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee.
Please.
I'll be right back.
Please do. Bring Rong Zhu back with you. I would say, I mean, I'm a GSP guy, but I'm Canadian, so I'm biased. But I think GSP's career is pretty unassailable. If people want to ding John Jones as well for the failed drug test, that's fine. But I actually don't even factor that in. I think it's more just light heavyweight sucks and compared to some other divisions. So I would put some of the GSP's wins over Jose Aldo. Again, featherweight, such a strong division. But yeah, I mean, listen, John Jones is fantastic. And if I were to pick again, pound for pound, if all things were equal, like size and strength were equal, weight wasn't an issue, just based on skill set, I would put John Jones against anyone. I think he's maybe the best defensive fighter I've seen in MMA. Definitely, I would say the best clinch fighter. Maybe him and Demetrius Johnson. Obviously, guys like GSP and Khabib are great, but I think I'd put like John Jones, Demetrius Johnson, they're clinch fighting at another level, and that's such a key to being a long-standing champion is to win those exchanges.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have to fighters, because you were asking if it's the new 1 hour thing. Fighters have to check in within the hour. Doesn't mean they have to get up on the stage within the hour. Okay. So theoretically, which I'm not saying this has happened because PR has not heard this, a fighter can show up at 3 p.m. local, which is when this started, step on the scale back there, say they're 2 pounds over, then they can go back to cut weight. So
that's fine. Okay, that's fine.
They have to, and they have until 5 o'clock local, but they have to check in within the first hour.
5 o'clock local, so 1 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Eastern time. All right, great.
And if they needed it, the main and co-main championship fights would have had an extra hour.
I hope you checked in, Rong Zhu. I hope you checked in. And yeah, so thankfully we did not need to.
If people were wondering, if you were wondering, I think there's a video of Weili checking in on her Instagram or something, or social media. It's it was her on a scale in the back, and it hit 115, and she was like, yes, and then, now she just came out to weigh in here.
Sorry, I'm just pausing to.
So he's the only one left?
He's the only one left.
Shoot him a message, will you?
Tell my boy Rong Zhu to get his butt out here. Yeah, I mean, I could. Yeah. I have that kind of sway in the fighting community where
we have to. Hey, the second this is over, we have to all get on a shuttle, and because the arena is about 40 minutes away from the fighter hotel.
But they're not. Wait, it's not right after though, is it? It's 3:30.
But we have to go.
It's not right.
There's a Q&A before.
Right. Oh yes. Okay.
It's actually a really stacked Q&A.
Okay. This is so weird. So, all right. So I'm sorry, guys. I know this is UFC 212. We'll talk to you more UFC 12 in a moment. This wouldn't be so strange, the Turkey thing, were not for the fact that they also reported the Jake Paul Canelo fight. So they followed ESPN's reporting.
Yeah.
That is peculiar. All right, I am not touching the story again until the morning. Let me. Let's. I'm not. Let's. I'm gonna be responsible here, and I'm gonna wait a little bit. All right, guys, let's talk 312. I think we can move on to some co-main event talk.
I
You
have a
guys,
UFC,
16 point. Let's.
I have a UFC 312
Mhm.
question for you. If you had to
Okay.
pick one non-heavyweight
Uh-huh.
that would win in a hot dog eating contest, who would you pick?
Has to be on this card.
Yeah, non-heavyweight. So you can't pick Talisson, Teixeira, or Justin Tafa.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not even really sporting to pick like a light heavyweight. I feel like I had to go lower than light heavyweight.
Uh-huh.
Hot dog eating contest, you say?
Nathan's rules. The Nathan hot
based
dog
on
rule
his
set.
based on his weight management issues, maybe Nyamjargal to
That's true.
Tumendemberel. Too
I
soon.
feel like
Too soon.
Slavaklos could
soon.
crush a couple dozen hot dogs.
He strikes me as someone who could. Yeah. I think some Aleksandre Topuria's friends probably could. That was a rowdy.
Yes.
That was a rowdy crowd.
A lot of Spaniards. I ran into
That was
me
rowdy.
and Fabiano went to get lunch the other day. So media day ended, and then we had a 2-hour window, and then open workouts picked up. So we went to get lunch, and we were sitting outside because it's very beautiful here in Sydney. It's summer here in Sydney. And Merab Dvalishvili and Ilia Topuria just walked down the street.
First of all, waited with the name dropping. You get to hang out with Fabiano. You're so cool. Like,
If he wasn't busy right now, I would tell him to come talk to you.
He's so cool. No, don't do that.
Dennis,
you know I get shy.
With submission
I
ready,
get
hold
shy.
on. Do you want to say hello to our audience? Which screen are we looking at?
Hello, everybody. What an exciting time to be alive.
Is he on camera?
Dennis, the Dennis Shkuratov?
Hello, Alex. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Dennis. It's great to talk to you for once. I've obviously seen so many of your shows and written up so many of your stories, and it is fantastic to hear your voice.
I'm a big fan, man. I'm a big fan. Jose's down here. He's killing it as always, and it's a pleasure to be able to see him do his magic. You know, the guy's a wizard. He's mystic, like a unicorn in the middle of a winter night, and I just love seeing him do his thing.
You're too kind. You're too kind, guys.
And you guys
Everyone
are killing
say
it.
hi.
You and Mike
Everyone-
Heck. I love watching you and Mike Heck. Tell Mike Heck I love him.
Thank you, man. I will, absolutely. My best friend. Everyone say hi to Dennis, guys. Dennis brings you amazing interviews on Submission Radio all the time. I know you guys have watched them. I know you've at least seen clips. This is where the magic happens. So Dennis, you're doing a great job.
That's right. Please check out MMA Guess Who. It's just me and my mum that have watched it so far, so a third view would be appreciated. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, Dennis. That's so
Thanks,
cool.
Dennis.
All right, definitely, guys. You heard the MMA Guess Who, guys. Check that out.
That was
for
good.
sure.
That's good content if you haven't seen it.
That's sweet.
He made it all himself.
There you go. David Sandine, I love Submission Radio. Yeah, that's right. I mean, Jay loves Submission Radio. Guys, Jay Submission Radio is fantastic. We've all watched it, man. They've had so many good interviews over the years. And Dennis is holding it down right now, and he's just doing it, continuing the amazing work that they've been doing for so long. So great time, though, guys. Great time. The hot dog question was great. I had to make fun of Nyamjargal to Tumendemberel. I hope Nyamjargal's okay. Every time someone has to bow out of a fight,
I feel like Sean Strickland's probably been in a 1 or 2 county fair hot dog eating contest.
You know what? And I don't say this just to because I'm against the man. I actually don't think he'd be that good at them though.
Maybe.
I think there's
Quillan would be good.
I think it's too phallic for him. It's too phallic for Sean Strickland. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he wouldn't like the image, right? He wouldn't like the image of him stuffing hot dogs down his throat, and he would immediately reject it. So probably not going to happen. Mohammed, great content. Please, Dennis, carrying on after Cass left, doing more of this. Yeah, we hope Cass is doing great too. Sometimes it's hard to juggle things in life. It's hard to juggle your passions and your various multiple jobs. And Dennis still is hanging on here, and Cass was great as well. What was I going to say? So guys, I want to say, I can't read some of these comments, guys, but yes, Sean would definitely not like the memes that we've made of him scarfing down wieners. Who wins the UFC 312 main event? Duplessis, 63%, guys. I'll end it there. It's been hovering around that number for a while anyway. So most people are pretty confident it's going to be and still in the main event. Let's throw up the co-main event, guys, because I have a feeling this will be a little more split. I'm really curious what you guys think. Who wins the UFC 312 co-main event? Will it be the reigning champion Zhang Weili going for her third defense of this reign? I think fourth title defense overall. Or will it be the undefeated, the woman of destiny, Tatiana Suarez? Let's see. Let's throw it up, guys. Let's see what you think.
The nickname was Tatiana Suarez.
What's that? Yes, that's right.
Give her a nickname, AK.
Who? Tatiana Suarez?
Yeah.
She has a nickname.
No, she does not.
She. Oh, I thought
promise.
she did.
I promise you.
I mean, she never embraced Lady Khabib, or she kind of did, but maybe that's a weird thing to have as a nickname, like another fighter's actual name.
A little bit.
That might be a strange. Yeah, it's a little weird. Suarez taking the early lead in the voting. Very early coming in, but just a little ahead. 50, 54, 58%. Oh, okay, it's jumping around. Let me wait till about 50 votes get in before I get going here. Mohammed says, for my Tatiana to be futures bet, I will say her. Yeah, I bet a lot of people got Tatiana as a futures bet, and probably hope she pulls it off.
Make a poll.
She definitely can.
Make a poll about her nickname.
One at a time, please. One at a time. And then you have to have options, Jose. What options? You got to give people options. It's
La Llorona.
I'm just going to ask and leave in the comments. I see we have some people suggesting already.
I'm not
Muhammad,
even. End the poll. That's her new nickname. I've decided.
No.
What? The Weeping Woman? She drowns children.
What the hell are you talking about? What is wrong with you?
La Llorona is a Mexican folklore. That's.
I'm aware. Why would she want to be? Why would she want to be named after that?
Because she drowns her opponents like La Llorona drowns children.
That's a terrible thing to be compared to.
No, it strikes fear into the hearts of all Mexicans. I promise.
If La Llorona, yeah, no, I know, but if she drowned adults, I'd be like, okay, you're talking about being compared to drowning children. No, this is bad. This is a bad thing to be nicknamed.
I tell you what, though, my mom told me that story when I was a kid because it's what Mexican moms tell their kids to keep them from getting out of bed at night. Tell you what, it worked like a charm because I was terrified that I was going to get pulled into the ether by a mysterious woman in white.
Stuck to your sheets. Dave Sandine is saying Tatiana Tickle Monster Suarez, Tenacious Tatiana Suarez, also the Terminator. A lot of alliteration here. Alliteration is good, guys. I don't know if we'd be more creative. Mohammed, Big Tata. I don't know about that. Might have some.
Tatiana
sounds kind of cool, but
top Toblerone Suarez.
Okay, guys, we don't have to use alliteration. We can be Dave sending Smish. Guys, you're gonna let Dave have all the Dave. These are great suggestions. You guys are gonna let Dave have all the suggestions here. Feel free to send them in. I will read the ones that are I'm able to read without getting us demonetized. So, Tatiana. Does anything rhyme with Suarez? Juarez. What do we know about Juarez?
That's where my mom was born. That's where my mom was born.
Okay, that's great. I was looking for something more.
Highest crime rate in the entire Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, I saw.
Sicario. Yep, that's where my mom's from.
They were not.
The city enough, it's not as sepia toned in real life.
Okay. Well, the mayor of Juarez was apparently not very happy with how the city was depicted in that movie. That's my.
Tell you what, though, every time I went there as a kid and I would see bullet holes in walls, I'd be like, "This place is wild."
That sounds kind of
Tatiana
Juarez. I'm saying so. I guess she's not. If she was from Juarez, that would be cool, but she's not. So I got nothing. I like rhyming too. We haven't done a lot of rhyming. Latino Heat, John Jr. Latino Heat. It's a little broad. You're kind of having to. I don't know if you want to. That's an Eddie Guerrero thing. You're gonna take that from. But.
I'm literally googling what rhymes with Suarez. Suarez.
Suarez.
They're all just other names.
Yeah, I'm really bad at coming up with
Mendez,
names, guys.
Valdez.
So, yeah, that's not good. None of these are good. Jose, do you want to tell where your Tatiana the Patchy Snatcher Suarez? I mean,
I
listen,
don't like that.
he put a ring on it.
Oh, someone says that someone on Twitter says cardio queen.
Uh,
Eh,
yeah, Cardio Queen is that
she's never
true? Didn't she kind of tire out?
she's never fought 5 rounds.
And didn't she tire a bit in the Nina Nunes, then
Well, she
Ansarov
broke
fight?
her neck
She
in
didn't
that
look
fight.
like.
It's because she like broke her
Yeah,
neck.
that's
in
gonna
that
slow.
fight.
That's gonna slow
Yeah,
you down. I feel like.
Who needs a neck?
No, not Kurt Angle.
We won a gold medal though.
He did with a broken freaking neck. Wrong Jew better show up sometime soon. Otherwise, I am going to be. I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to Wrong Jew.
What if her nickname is Luis? That's funny.
I don't get it.
Luis Suarez,
is this
the soccer
is this an
player.
adult
No,
thing?
Luis Suarez, the soccer player.
Okay.
Tatiana,
We're just doing that now.
Yeah.
We're just doing that now. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with Turkey and Canelo. Again, we'll deal with this in the morning, but. Desrico says she should be the Mauler more than Gustafsson. I agree. Mauler would be an awesome name if Aleksandre Gustafsson didn't already have it.
What about the wood chipper?
That's pretty good. It's a bad time though, guys, for her to like take on a new nickname. It's a lot to live up to. Like,
you know what?
Jose, do you have a pick for the comp?
You know what? Maybe after Sunday they'll
What?
just call her champ.
That's the line. That's what Tatiana should say if she has the belt, right? It's like, I need a nickname. I'm the champ.
Do I have a pick? No, I'm not gonna
What?
pick because I have to look at
No,
these people
that's
in
a
the
great
face.
fight. All right.
I've been
picking. I think I've been picking Zhang. I think since like this fight. Well, I think before the fight was announced. I think when we thought like, oh, Tatiana's eventually gonna get the shot. I just feel like she's so much more well-rounded. But a lot of people have reminded me like she is susceptible to be taken down. I mean, Zhang was taken down by Rose a few times. And against Tatiana, I mean, that's gonna be a problem for 25 minutes. But I still like Zhang to just like. I'm probably thinking about the Nina Ansarov fight a little too much. But I just see Zhang be able to kind of replicate what Nina did, but way better, and really hurting Tatiana. But I don't know. It'd be a very nice story. Anyone who's followed Tatiana Suarez's story, of course, knows she overcame cancer when she was younger, and then in more recent years, since she started MMA, just injury after injury after injury after injury. And yeah, the timing of this title shot is a bit weird with her just kind of not having to fight for Nyamjargal and just jump right into it. But I'll say, if we never got to see Tatiana fight for a title, I think it would be a shame. So I'm glad it's happening. It's a great challenge for Zhang Weili. And you guys tell me in the comments, where do you rank? Where would you guys rank Zhang Weili on the women's pound for pound list all time?
No,
Where would you
all
rank her?
time?
All time.
Like,
Comparing her with names like Chris Cyborg, Ronda Rousey, Valentina Shevchenko.
I'd probably put her 5.
Fuji.
Oh, I'd probably put her 5 or 6 right now.
That's what I'm hearing. People say.
Amanda's 1, Cyborg's 2, and then you could go Joanna or Ronda, Megumi Fuji, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I think like those are 5 no-brainers. So like at worst she's 6. But then like Rose beat her. But then like Rose beat her twice. Like, do you put Rose up there?
That's the tricky thing.
Yeah.
Rose, it feels like, and she also beat JJ twice, right? She has those huge wins.
Yeah.
She beat Joanna,
she's lost to Carla twice.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And then
the MMA math that Strawman is really screwed up.
And then Weili threw her through a window.
Correct.
That's tough. I think 1-2 is the only like. I think 1 and 2 are obvious. I think pretty clear. Amanda and Chris. And then after that, it's like Joanna, Ronda. In terms of influence, it's Ronda's very clearly number 1.
Yeah. Muhammad coming in with Tatiana doesn't beat Joanna Suarez. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I would pick prime Joanna to beat Tatiana Suarez probably.
Maybe.
But again, But we literally just ran down all these scenarios of like, oh well, this person beat this person, this person beat this person, this person beat this person. So, Jose, I think people were asking, what did you get a look at the the little infection, whatever that is, on Strickland's arm? You're
Sure,
a doctor. What is your
it looked like staph, but I have absolutely no idea.
and well, people say it could be staph, but staph that's already been treated, right? It could be like this is
Could
just
be.
it's been treated and
Yeah.
it's no longer. I would hope is no longer infectious. Otherwise, obviously, that's a no go, guy, for any fight. You can't put a fighter with a active staph infection in the friggin' octagon. So I don't know. Yeah, people are saying around top 5, no higher than 3. I mean, I think that's about right. Ikumi Salazar says 1 Amanda, 2 Valentina, 3 Cyborg. Yeah, for sure. Neil Steele, one of the worst pay-per-views ever. Yeah, I know we're talking about hyperbole here, but I think this is pretty clearly one of the worst pay-per-views ever. How far do you want to go? I mean, so they've had obviously 312 pay-per-views plus the half, 313 pay-per-views. Actually, not all the numbered.
Some of them weren't pay-per-views. Like Mark Munoz and
Were
Chris
not
Lieben
pay-per-views.
was not. Chris Lieben,
Okay.
Mark Munoz was not a pay-per-view. Peter Jan Blachowicz and Glover Chair was ABC card, was it not?
Right, I think so. So, anyways, 300 some numbered events. Where would it rank? I mean, I honestly feel comfortable saying this in the bottom 20. Like, I really feel that way. If you want to inherently say like, well, this is these new UFCs are better than the outlaw days of like 1 to whatever 9 or 1 to 12, whatever it was when it was crazy back then. You can make an argument for it, but I mean, those shows are so fun. Those shows are so fun. The quality of the fighting obviously is, mileage may vary, but those shows are so fun. They're so memorable. So, 312 easily a bottom 20 pay-per-view. This is a real rough card, guys, and this is not an insult to the fighters. Congratulations to a lot of these guys who are getting their UFC shot. A lot of guys getting their second UFC opportunity. Like you guys have earned this. You guys and gals have earned this. I would never take that away from them. But you also have to be honest with the consumer. And again, you guys spend $80 USD. I think up here in Canada we pay 70 Canadian. It's a lot of money, guys. It's a lot of money. It's a lot to ask of your fan base to spend that. And if you're not going to give them a card that is filled with recognizable names, some degree of star power, some sort of stakes, I don't think that's very fair. And you can sell it as, hey, 3 years from now, maybe people will be talking about, oh wow, like Francisco Prado, he remember when he beat Jake Matthews, and then that was the first fight that put him on the track to being a contender, or Aleksandre Topuria, Cody Steele, like it's fine. Quillan Salkilld, like it's fine. I get it. These are prospects. Good for them for getting this opportunity, but you as the consumer, you do not have to put up with this. So if we're talking about, again, as far as like on paper, this is quite easily a bottom 20 pay-per-view, and I just don't think that's right. But the UFC is an unstoppable machine and can only fall upwards. So thank you, Neil Steele, for the question. Alex Trent, where the F is Wrong Zoo? Man, I don't know. Let me look quickly. I don't think. Oh, this isn't good. Wrong Zhu in his career has missed lightweight 2 times. Not in the UFC. I believe he has not missed the UFC. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not true. Sorry, his first stint with the UFC. I'm sorry, both misses. He went 1-2 in his first stint with the UFC. He fought Brandon Jenkins in September 2021, missed weight by 2 pounds, 158, so including the allowance. And then his very next fight fought Ignacio Bahamondes, missed weight by 4 pounds. Again, this is including the 1 pound allowance, so came in at 160. That's not good, guys. That's not good. So bad history of missing weight. I don't know what to tell you. You guys know me. I'm the Prince of Positivity. I want to believe Wrong Zhu's out there somewhere, having a little bit of a difficult time. As Jose said, he must have checked in the first hour and then probably went back to the sauna. So he is somewhere cooking, trying to sit out those last few pounds. Health-wise, I hope he's okay. But yes, very annoying for him to make us wait and also very possibly miss weight. Huh. Alex Tran, if fight gets canceled, I might cry, especially after Hyun Sung Park got canceled. Don't cry, Alex. There's still some okay fights in here. Bullfrog Actual. Here's an example. Anderson Silva versus Yushin Okami card was really bad. Let's go. Let's dive in. You guys tell me if you think this card sounds worse than 312. I have a vague memory of this, and I think you're probably on the right track. Let's see what happened here. Now, any card headlined by Anderson Silva, of course, always a good time, except for a couple. This was UFC 134 Silva Okami in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. 14,000 seats sold. You had Anderson Silva defending his title against Okami in the main event. That was fine. Shogun Hua, Forrest Griffin 2 in the co-main, Shogun's Revenge. Edson Barbosa, Ross Pearson. That's a really good fight. So already this card is ahead of, well, it doesn't have the 2 title fights. But Edson Barbosa versus Ross Pearson is a better fight than Justin Tafa versus Talisson Teixeira. Anyway. Heavyweight Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira versus Brendan Schaub. That was a really nice moment. Yeah, pretty questionable opener, main card opener. Stanislav Nedkov, Louise Kane, and then on the lower far, at least you had notable veterans: Thiago Tavares, Spencer Fisher, Husamar Palhares, Dan Miller. After that, it's a little bit weak. Yeah, this is not like a super strong card, but this is definitely better than 312. All these fighters have Wikipedia entries, if that tells you anything. Ian Loveland is on here. He has a Wikipedia entry. Eric Silva. Oh, Eric Silva. I don't remember if this is actually a good card to watch. I'll be honest. I don't remember top to bottom. I do remember.
What did I miss, AK? Sorry, I was talking to someone.
Oh, just people putting out examples of bad cards. They mentioned UFC 134.
149 was pretty bad.
149. Let's draw this up. 149. Faber Barao. Was this their which fight was this for them? The first one or the second one, Jose?
It was the first one.
The first Faber Barao fight. This was in. Wait, was
Calgary.
Was I at this show? Yeah. Wait, I might have been there. Calgary, July 2012. I was not at the show. That
was Tim Bosch.
Chris Clements, Matt Riddle. That was.
Tim Bosch, Hector Lombard.
Oh, that was so bad. That was Lombard's first UFC fight, right?
Yeah, Shek Congo was on that card, I think. That was Lombard's debut. I think he was supposed to fight Okami.
Ooh. James Head, Brian Ebersol. Okay, this might be worse than Ryan Jimmo had a 7-second knockout. That was awesome. Poor Anthony Perosh. Ryan Jimmo. I was like, what happened to Anthony Perosh? Yes, Ryan Jimmo, RIP, of course. Great Canadian. Okay, this card's pretty whack on paper. Yeah, I'll go Antonio Carvalho, Daniel Pineda, fine. Anton Kuvanen, Mitch Clark. So this didn't even have 2 title fights on it. Yeah, sorry. I would say this is, you could put this below UFC 312. Let's see. Let me see if what people are saying in the comments. 4 ranked fighters, 6 debutantes. Yeah.
What was the original main event for 149? Because it was supposed to be Faber was going to fight Cruz in the co-main event of 148, which was Silva Sonnen 2, and then someone got hurt and they Barao slotted in, and then they bumped that fight to Calgary.
I don't know. I'm very confused here. I see. This is just on Wikipedia I'm looking at right now. Something about Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen was scheduled to main event 147, was moved to 148. Jose Aldo, 140. I don't know. This is like background to this event. I don't remember.
140. I think I remember it was also like the Czech Congo Sean Jordan fight was the only fight that was originally booked on that card.
Yeah.
Everything else was like injuries, replacements. What's up?
Yeah. Jose Aldo and Eric Poe.
Oh my God. That's a name I hadn't thought of in a long time.
Yeah.
Where is Eric Koch? What happened to him? Because he won at UFC 240 and then just disappeared. Did he pop?
I don't know.
I remember he was a welterweight at UFC 240.
Oh, Alex Tran makes a good point. If Rangju, because I'm excited. Cody Steele is one of the guys I want to see, and obviously if that fight's off, then that would suck. No Cody Steele debut, but I would think they would find a fight for Cody. But oh boy, to travel all the way to Australia and not get a fight. Franco Algun, Argentina flag, NL chat. Anyone else from Argentina in the chat? I don't know. Shout out to Franco, guys. Who's got any Argentinians? Shout out to Guido Canetti. You know, shout out to Santiago Ponzinibbio. No says if Adesanya were also fighting on this card, it would have been perfect. Yeah, it would have been. I mean, listen, guys, this is the problem with having 40-some cards a year. You got to take a fight like Izzy and Imavov just to headline a friggin' random fight night card in where the hell were they, Jose? Saudi Arabia. So that's how it works. Back in the day, back 10 years ago, guys, I know I'm an old man, but 10 years ago, yeah, you wouldn't have had as many events, and Izzy and Imavov would have bolstered this card. But guess what? You got to feed the bulldog. You got to feed the content bulldog. Joseph Boza, UFC.
Literally everyone is leaving.
Okay.
Like half the media is
That's
gone.
not good.
It's like
UFC
me,
177.
UFC Social, and our friend Lee.
UFC 177. TJ Dillashaw versus Joe Soto was ass. Joseph Boza says. Of course, Dillashaw Soto, not the original main event.
But that
it was supposed
to be. The co-main event was, I think, Tony Ferguson and Danny Castillo. And if I remember correctly, that was supposed to be like one of the first two fights of the card. And then there were so many injuries on that went from like the first fight to the co-main event.
Yeah, there's a lot of notes on this Wikipedia page for 177.
DJ was supposed to fight Carrioso in the co-main, but then Jones and I think it was Jones or DC got hurt. So then they got bumped to 178 main event. They took the co-main and stuck it at 178. And
yeah, you could definitely bump this.
Cejudo was supposed to make his debut against Jorgensen, but Cejudo pulled out.
You could definitely place this below 312. I mean, again, the 312 having at least two title fights at the top is nice. Plus, a lot of local talent always feels good. Yeah, this was Dillashaw facing Joe Soto on almost zero notice. Well, Joe Soto was supposed to fight someone else. Joe Soto was going to fight Anthony Burchak.
What's up?
It's
because we got reporters.
Ferguson.
These are all
Ferguson
content
Castillo. You got Ferguson Castillo. Betch Correia taking out Shayna Baszler on her pro wrestling style.
That's when
fight
she
her way
down.
Yeah, fight her way to Ronda Rousey gauntlet. So that was always a little bit of fun. Diego Ferreira, still in the UFC today. My God, Diego Ferreira, Ramsey Nisham, Yancy Medeiros, Damon Jackson, Derek Brunson, Lorenz Larkin. That's kind of a sneaky good fight. Anthony Hamilton, Ruan Potts, and Chris Wade, and Kane, the immortal Kane Carrizosa.
That's got to be one of the shortest fight cards ever.
Probably. That is a 8-fight, quote-unquote, pay-per-view. So,
I know 172 had 9 fights, I want to say. Maybe 8?
Hold on. I've got some good comments here. Someone had I looked at the comment disappeared. Oh, well, I'll find it. Muhammad, hasn't almost no one weighed in? Muhammad, everyone's weighed in. What time did you come in, man? The weigh-in start. You might want to rewind to the front of the beginning of the stream. I don't know. We're only waiting on Ram Shu. Seven 6. This feels like Canadian pay-per-view, but Australian fighters instead of Canadians. Well, I mean, yes, that makes sense. Yeah, just waiting on Rong Shu, guys. All right, well, pretty strong Zhang gang. 62% Zhang, about the same as the main event. I think that makes sense. Two out of every 3 people you ask would just assume the champion's going to win, unless they know something about the, unless you have a prominent challenger, which Tatiana kind of is. Again, were it not for inactivity, if she had managed one more fight, I think, within the last 6 months to earn this title shot, I think she'd be pretty heavily favored. But there's just not a lot of confidence for someone who this is her first fight since August 2023. Her second fight since June 2019. Like, she fought twice in 2023. She beat Montana De La Rosa. She beats Jessica Andrade, and then gets another long break. Very hard to have faith in that. Especially with, and again, not that Zhang has been crazy active either, but we know Zhang has been chasing Shevchenko. She wants a piece of Valentina, and I guess that fight just wasn't going to happen. So.
Oh man, I broke my glasses. That's annoying.
That's bad. How did someone sit on them?
No, they were in my case, and now I just noticed a crack right down the middle.
Crap.
Oh, that's annoying. Oh wow, everything's all pixelated now. Or what is it? Not pixelated. What do you call it? It's like looking in a prism. Everything is like splintered.
Ring is now reporting
Oh,
Canelo
no.
Alvarez and Jake Paul is off.
What the? I love that.
Hey, listen, Ring also literally just reported friggin' 2 hours ago that the fight was on. So
My commenter just reported the first fight of Canelo's 4-fight deal will take place May 4th in Riyadh.
Mike Coppinger, what are you
Oh,
doing to me? What are you doing to me? And credit to him again. Listen, he's
wow.
got
Look
his
at
name in the
this. May
streets.
4th, Riyadh, and
Uh,
then September 13th, Terrence Crawford. Ugh.
okay, guys. Here, let's read this out. Let's read this out.
And in a stunning
Mike,
11th hour development with Jake Paul fight at the
go for
1
it.
yard line, Canelo Alvarez has instead closed a 4-fight deal with Turkey Al Sheikh in Riyadh Season 2, salvage the Terrence Crawford mega fight in September. Fight 2, or the first fight of Canelo's 4-fight deal, sources told ESPN, will take place May 4th in Riyadh that Sunday morning for a primetime broadcast Saturday night in the U.S. Two names being considered for the Crawford tune-up are Jamal Charlo and Bruno Saras, who upset Jaime Munguia. Fight 2 will be against Terrence Crawford on September 13th in Las Vegas. Fight 3 is planned for February 2026 with 3 names on the table. The Bivol rematch, Shariz and Eubank Jr. Fight 4 planned for October 2026. Society is silly.
This is so much shenanigans. I am so rattled by I don't know what this means. I'm not criticizing anyone's reporting, by the way. I trust everything Mike Coppinger is saying, but like this feels like shenanigans from, I don't know, from the Ring, from Turkey, from Canelo, from Jake Paul. You know what? I'm gonna regret this. Let's see if Jake Paul has commented on this recently. I don't think so. He's been tweeting cryptically all day about his next opponent.
It's a really good thing I made this graphic.
It's a really good thing I wrote this story, Jose.
And then remember, I literally asked him, like, should I put this out or wait for it to be official?
We're just telling everyone what's going on in our Slack now. I said I did not put up the story right away. I must have waited at least half an hour and just been like, somebody stop. To quote the great Jim Carrey in The Mask, Jose, somebody stop me. Oh, maybe he said that in Ace Ventura.
So you can't even say the fight's canceled because it was never official.
I will use the word. What's the word I was thinking? I had it in my head, like literally.
Dead in the water.
No. Like not dissolves or dissipates. What's the word I'm looking for? It's 12:30 in the morning. Fizzles. I'll say fizzles. There you go. Fizzles is definitely the. It's a fun word. It's fun to say. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to update the original story, honestly. This is just ridiculous. So guys, yeah, don't worry about it. I don't think you are getting this fight. At least not according to the Ring and Turkey Al Sheikh. So
I wonder if he used Jake Paul for leverage.
that's what I mean. You have to imagine. That's what I'm saying. There's so much shenanigans going on right now. Like this is just silly, man. I got overly excited that someone named Ryan Hall just responded to me on Twitter, and it was not the GOAT, Ryan Hall, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
It's just someone named Ryan Hall, which I guess is a pretty common name.
No. This is so annoying.
All right. What is annoying? Life?
Having to make new graphics after I already made and posted first original graphics.
I would just say don't. Can you just not don't make any graphics right now?
I'm just gonna retire from the graphic world.
I think you were just gonna say retire from MMA like Dominic Cruz. You and just follow in Dominic Cruz's footsteps.
One can dream.
This is so.
Life is silly.
Yeah, sorry everyone.
So
for this,
he doesn't even technically
have.
So per all these reports, Canelo doesn't even have a fight for May. Because the Crawford one would be September.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Life is silly.
You know, you keep saying that, and it just makes me angrier and angrier. No, I'm sorry, Jose. I'm not angry.
Life's a blessing.
I'm trying to register what's going on here.
So you would say fizzled would be a word you would use?
Yeah, I'll say fizzled. Neil Steele, this is a good question. Neil Steele, let me get to your question in a second. I'm just sorry. I'm just sending out some messages now, trying to piece together what the hell's going on. So. Neil Steele wants to know, just a professional question. Why do the journalists have to cover the weigh-ins? Like the UFC will say if someone misses or makes weight, right? Not that we don't appreciate y'all's work. Thank you, Neil Steele. It's a fair question. Actually, it kind of applies to what Jose and I are dealing with right now. Like, yes, the UFC is pretty good, especially when it comes to weigh-ins. Yeah, obviously they have. If you go to like their UFC news Twitter, they cover weigh-ins pretty quickly. But like this is like almost like an old school reporting thing where the best way to verify a fact is to be there, right? Is to be there. So so yeah, for weigh-ins, you're right. We could probably just wait to get it secondhand from the UFC, but it's really important also just to be verified, just to be able to verify things yourself. So weigh-ins not the most important thing, but in general you want to be on site. That's why we have Jose flying around the world, because this man has been witness to many sites that again can be reported immediately because we have our trusted guy on the trusted boots on the ground. Even today with the Tumendemberel and Tumendemberel and Hyun Sung Park announcement. I don't know if UFC News put out something right away. I'm sorry, I have to check. It is on their website, like it is on their weigh-in results page. But you might, be very easy to miss. So to have someone on site to hear that announcement, to be able to broadcast announcement is very important. But it's a fair question. There's definitely some things where you feel like, oh, do we need to send someone out there? So who knows? Maybe in the future this becomes something that is considered expendable. I hope not.
Sure hope not. I like having a job.
I hope not. Yeah, well, no, I just mean this one. I think just mean this one event, Jose, like making you cover official weigh-ins, right? Like, why not just send you only to ceremonials, right? Like, do you need to see the official? But again, I think it's important for us.
Yeah,
does it have to be? Is the question?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, listen, it doesn't have to be. It's a question Neil Steele's asking. But yes,
is an
there's
interesting
reasons.
thing
Again, this is old school.
because we have a lot of very. What's the phrase I would use? I don't want to use the term reporter. We have a lot of aggregators who don't go to events and they just cut live streams and TV footage. And then they go, this is happening. And everyone goes, per blah, blah, blah. So-and-so has made weight. I'm like, that's not true.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So again, this kind of relates to what we just did here, guys. The issue we're having with this Canelo thing is, listen, we aggregate stuff on MMAfighting.com too, and I made the decision earlier today to aggregate this news that there was Canelo and Jake Paul was happening. But we now know, thanks to reporting from Mike Coppinger and the Ring just announcing it apparently, that that deal apparently came close, the 1 yard line, as it were, to as Mike Coppinger put it, and is not a thing. So had I been able to look into the future by like an hour, I probably would not have put out that story right now. I will modify it later, of course. Might even do it sooner rather than
Coppinger
later,
is a very good reporter too.
Yeah. So I believe him when he says that. But I wonder if someone was screwing with him. That's the thing. You got to remember, guys. We in the media, we have sources, right? We have sources we trust. But it is certainly possible to use the media to put certain gears in motion. Here's a little example. You guys remember Adrian Wojnarowski, or you might know Shams Charania, but let's use Woj as the example. If anyone who follows basketball, Woj, or who's the NFL guy? Schefter, right? Okay, so let's say Adam Schefter, the NFL, Adrian Wojnarowski of NBA, whatever, the insider of your favorite sport. How do they get these scoops, guys? How do they get these scoops? Obviously, they're in contact with various sources with each team, right? And these teams put out information that they want to be reported with the intent of one influencing possible moves via public, by putting it out there in the public, and two as a quid pro quo where they will give information back to Woj, like, oh, Woj, what's going on? It's like, what's going on with the Sacramento Kings? It's like, well, Toronto Raptors, I'll tell you, but can you, give me information on your stuff? So, and as a reporter, though, it's for a guy like Wojnarowski, it's his job to decide what to put out there, like what to tweet, what to put out in public. So there's a discretion to it. It's not like you just talk to everyone and you repeat everything, you parrot whatever's told to you. So again, I do think that Mike Coppinger, I trust his sources, I trust what he was told, but I wonder if there were people telling him certain things, yes, to get to push an agenda. Again, not intentionally. It's his job to report the news. And if he was told by multiple sources that Paul Canelo was close, then he did nothing wrong in reporting.
Hold on, AK question.
That is his job. It is his responsibility.
AK. Who are we waiting on?
Rangju.
The one we all came for.
Dave Sandine, it's Squid Pro Row. No, so yeah, so there is a back and forth. There's a give and take with reporting. Again, I say this just from secondhand information, guys. I am not an insider. I do not have the wherewithal to engage in that kind of stuff. Like to get to that level where Woj is at, Shams, Adam Schefter, all these guys, you got to be putting in that work. 20 hours out of 24 hours.
Did you see Turkey's tweet?
Which one? He tweeted a bit
about the lion. I'm gonna read it
to
you. I'm gonna read it to our audience.
If you can, yeah.
Don't mess with the lion. 4 fights for Canelo with Riyadh season. The deal is done. A lion doesn't lose sleep over opinion of a sheep. Fear the lion, not the jungle.
All right.
Incredible
stuff. Yeah.
All right, bro.
Incredible stuff, Turkey. Incredible stuff. You have a lot of money. All right. You have a lot of money. That's
Must
great.
Be nice.
Must be nice. I could probably make a few fights happen too if I had an endless well of resources. So yeah. Okay. So that's where we are with that now, guys. Looks like Paul and Canelo will not be happening anytime soon. Anyway, I assume the same time next year we will be revisiting this. Revisiting this conversation. It's not going to go away. And as for what's next for Jake Paul, I don't know. He's been teasing like he knows something. Which again tells me that there's probably people in his camp telling reporters here and there, like, "Oh yeah, this is in the works." So it's a rough game, guys. It's a rough game. So sometimes you got a story and you got enough sources and you got to jump with it, and then literally 10 minutes later, you can have the whole story turned upside down. So very difficult. Daz Riccio, sounds like something John Jones said. Yeah, John Jones is always repeating lion metaphors for some reason.
You also used a lot of lion emojis in that post.
Not enough, I would say. 7-6. I thought Jake was going to fight that Bollywood actor in India for 100 million. I think you're confusing. Not who's that influencer boxer who's like a famous guy in India? I feel so bad. I just remember this guy's name. My family's always talking about, or they are at least aware of him. Corey Hiskaki, why is the Park fight off? His opponent, Nyamjargal Tumendemberel, had weight management issues, so that fight is off. I'm convinced you guys are trying to get me to say Nyamjargal Tumendemberel as much as possible, and I will. Seven six from the Netflix card. That's right. Yeah, early on the Tyson card undercard, right? I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear about that at Jake Paul thing. Neil Steele, do Shams and Woj get paid more for being the first horse? No, not necessarily. They get paid more probably for being the most reliable. They get
the bigger contract.
They get a bigger contract. And they're first off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lee, you want to weigh in?
Often.
You want to weigh in on the Canelo controversy going around right now, Lee? Your thoughts? Oh my God, what isn't happening? You're better off. Lee doesn't know what's going on with Canelo, and I think you're better off.
By the way, guys, we are almost quarter to the end of the 2-hour weigh-in window. As we said, Rangju probably checked in the first hour and has probably spent the past 45 minutes or so locked in a sauna, trying to do everything they can to drain that last bit of weight from him. This to me sounds like even if he makes the weight, I will be surprised if the fight goes through. fingers crossed, everyth's okay. But this can't be a good thing to do to your body. 24 hours or 36 hours away from fighting, however long it's going to end up being. So Rongju, please take care of your health first. It will suck if you miss weight, but also live to fight another day, literally. All right, I'm going to close this poll, guys. Again, much like the Dricus du Plessis, the main event poll, Zhang Weili, about 2/3 of the vote, 63%. So we'll close it down there.
So that's it. That's all that's left from my playing days. They don't go away.
I'm going to just say you guys can ask us anything. How about that? Ask us any questions you have, guys. How long is it to weigh in? Corey, he only has about 15 minutes left. He had 2 hours. He only has about 15 minutes left. All right, guys, ask us any questions. Jose is here. I think we have Oliver Willis in the area as well. We've got Dennis Guratov in the area as well. I don't want to harass them. But...
You say
Oliver?
You say Oliver Willis?
I said Oliver Willis.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was never there because there is no Oliver Willis.
That's true.
Not that works then. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, Dave. Dave wants to know, Jose, how insane was the media day with Sean Strickland? Not that crazy, right? Guys, you can find the media
well,
day.
Well,
he
openly called me racist to my face.
That was so random. I kind of skimmed his media day. What was the reason? Was there a reason?
I asked him how's life.
Oh, this is a good question. Jose, how excited are you for the new Superman movie?
Very excited. Very, very excited. Excited for the
Yeah,
Fantastic Four and the Superman movie. Yeah, but more importantly, as I've said, my mom is the biggest Superman fan I've ever met in my entire life, and the sole reason I got into comic books. So you don't got to impress me. You got to impress her. She was very upset over Man of Steel, and she is hyped. She was hyped over the new trailer.
She hated Man of Steel. That's a woman after.
She very much likes the Krypton scenes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
But my mom.
Does she agree? Does she agree with me? There's never been a good Superman movie.
No, that's absolutely not true.
No.
The first two Supermans with Chris Reeves are fantastic.
I think he's fantastic. I don't think the movies are fantastic at all.
The first one is well. It's basically just one long movie because they were filmed at the same time. This
is true. I guess
there are moments. Because honestly, was it the third or fourth one when he fights his evil self in the junkyard, the Christopher Reeve Superman?
Yeah,
that's an unbelievable
stuff I
scene.
like. That stuff I like.
The first Superman I really liked. I thought the first one was very, very good.
Oh, man, I don't know.
But there are moments in the Brandon Roth Superman, because that's a bad movie. But there are moments that I think they nail it.
Me too. I actually even think like Henry Cavill is a really good Superman. I just think material is so bad.
I don't think there's been a bad portrayal of Superman. There's just been bad movies.
Some of the movies are
like
bad.
The scene at the beginning of the Brandon Roth one when the plane's crashing and he catches it and lands it in,
awesome.
and he lands it in the baseball field or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he opens the door and everyone's looking at, because at this point in time he's been gone for so long, and it's his return, and he gets in, and then they nail it where he's like, you're like looking around. He goes, "Everyone okay?" And they're like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I hope this doesn't deter you from flying. Statistically, it is still safer than driving." And then he flies away. I'm like, "Oh, they just nailed it." That's what Superman would say.
And then a few hours later, his bastard son is killing someone with a piano, which I thought was like, I loved it. It was great.
That was so weird.
What a great scene! What a great scene!
Yeah, that was real weird. That's crazy. But I'm very excited for the Superman movie. I don't know who the bad guy's going to be, but still don't know the bad guy.
Jose, Lazybed wants to know, Jose, where does Sydney rank on your list of cities to attend for media day crap? I think he means like the extracurricular stuff. Like, you got to see the Haka.
Sydney might be my favorite city in the world.
Your favorite city in the world? It's
Mexico
beautiful, right?
City. Mexico City. Yeah, it's clean, great public transportation. The people are very nice. It's because it's just an incredibly modernized city because they had the Olympics in 2000, so everything is like built up. They have great public transportation. Arena's nice. It's like if New York and Miami were combined, but there was no construction.
Fighters within like
That is high praise for
Yeah. Mexico
for
City
Sydney.
still might be
Damn.
#1, but like everywhere I've been, because also like this trip, I was really affected by jet lag more than any other trip I've taken. So like the first few days I was like struggling. But it's so beautiful here. Everywhere I've been, it's just like, God, this place is stunning.
I'm jealous. I'm very jealous. Jose, what's your favorite thing? Matthew Ravelli wants to know, Jose, what's your favorite thing about Fight Week outside of the media stuff that you do? And you can't say hang out with Fabiano. You cannot say hang out with Fabiano.
Fight night's cool. Here
Now
we-
I know your answer. You had to
Photographer
hesitate
extraordinaire Jeff Batari is next to me.
let's go.
Jeff
Yes.
Batari.
You
What's
might
up,
have-
guys? You guys have all
We're
seen...
hanging in there, he says.
Guys, you guys have all seen beautiful fight night photos show up online.
I'm gonna ask Jeff.
Batari is
What's
responsible
your
for a lot of
favorite
those
photo you've
images.
ever taken
Oh wow. That's
Ooh.
a tough
for
question.
UFC? I should say.
For UFC, I was gonna say Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know.
No, UFC. I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like the one that kind of like set me up when it was like the time,
Yeah, yeah.
time to step in and be ready was the McGregor like 205 double
Yeah.
belt. That was a great
Yeah.
photo. That was
Yeah. That's
Wow.
true.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was a good
Wow.
moment.
That's true. That is true.
Not the best ever, but
I mean, that
action-wise,
one's set in stone. It's like
Yeah.
the most historic one. It's probably
Yeah.
the one that has been used the most
Yeah.
through Getty. Yeah. Our audience
pretty
was
cool.
spoiled in LA because Esther was back shooting
Oh,
stuff.
I know. That was great to see her.
It was great. And we have movement, aka I think he's here, man of the hour. Too
Holy
sweet to
crap.
be sour.
I mean, sorry, guys.
Jeff, we
It's
need
almost
whenever
one in
we
the
need
morning
someone to come out, we just got to talk to you.
here. Whew.
Final fighter to the scale in the lightweight division, Rong.
All right, right here on
156. Ladies and gentlemen, next.
And he makes it 156.
UFC 312. We'll see you over
Oh my God, that is it, guys.
7:30 local for the ceremonies.
Rongju made it. All is well in the world, and he didn't look bad either. I was saying earlier, like, oh, this. I mean, if he makes it, he's going to be like fried at the scale. He looked okay, so let's hope his fight with Cody Steele goes through. It is on paper. On paper, it is official, but again, we will see. We'll see. Over the next few hours, quite a bit of time between now and fight night. We will see how it goes with Mr. Rongju. Let's do a rundown. I am exhausted, Jose, as I'm sure you are as well. Oh, actually, Jose, do you have
Hold on,
time? I know
one
you need
one
to.
second,
Sorry,
one
I know you
second.
need to know.
Hit me.
Okay,
Yes.
media shuttle, we're gonna leave at 5:30. If you go down to the lobby and then you go down to Pitt Street, so if you come off the elevators and you make a left with that long thing. Right
Yeah.
We'll be in the lobby. Me and Christoph can see us. We'll make sure you get on it. At 5:30 at the park.
5:30.
5:30. Yep.
Hard 5:30.
Not even 5:31.
Whoa. Canadian time.
Yeah, I know. We're pretty.
I got you. Thank you. Sorry, they were telling us, they were giving us an update on the media shuttle all the way to the
No, sure.
arena.
Do you need
We
to
got-
run, or do you want to do a rundown?
You do a rundown while I do this last thing, but it's got to be quick because I've got to export the stuff
Okay.
anyway. It's all you.
I think we can skip the rundown, Jose. I don't know
All
if
right.
we need to.
Alrighty. Yeah, I mean we've
I think
filled
we're
enough
okay.
time. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
good.
you guys, if you want the rundown, MMAfighting.com. The results are all there. No misses, guys. One cancellation, no misses. We'll have a proper recap up soon. But MMAfighting.com. Check our socials for the replays. Jose, you got to run.
Bye, guys.
Everyone, thank you for tuning in. We will see more of you soon. We got preview shows, ceremonial weigh-ins, all that stuff. Pre-fight Q&A on Saturday. So thank you and take care. And wherever you are, if you're up late like me, go to sleep.
3. Bye everyone.